Barbados, get up.
Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning, Barbados. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, the 25th of August, 2026, and I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you to the start of a brand new day, and the Tuesday of this week indeed. And I'm hoping you had a wonderful rest last night. You thoroughly slept well, and you had a chance to dream just a little while, and that your dreams bring you joy and not sorrow. But to those of you joining us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, cbc.bb, a special good morning to you as well. Thank you so very much for choosing to log in and log on. As I started yesterday, I want to continue encouraging you to share the show, share the love, bring others along to engage in what we do. Comment among yourselves, that's okay. Comment on what we do on the show as well. We absolutely love to see your engagement in what we share. And of course, as you're saying good morning, please tell me where you're watching from. I'd like to know, where in the world are you watching from? And that really means a lot to all of us. So we can map you. We can get a sense of where you are, where you're watching from, and we're excited about that. So one little thing to ask of you. So thank you so very much for doing so. The other little thing I ask of you every morning is, when you know of someone who has a story to tell us about it. We will follow through. If you think that story is so interesting, just send us all the details, all the means of contact by email. I want you to look at your screen and see how Mornin Barbados is spelt. It is spelt without a G. So it's Mornin Barbados at cbc.bb. A number of you, you say this every day, and still you get a call. What's the address of Mornin Barbados again? It's right there. Note it, learn it, note it, and stick it on your fridge if you have to. Mornin Barbados at cbc.bb. Mornin Barbados at cbc.bb. And we thank you for partnering with us as well. We'll follow through, don't you worry, and we'll find that individually indeed. So I'm wishing you a terrific Tuesday indeed today. Now, starting today, we are reminding you of heading back to school. I know the little children will grunt right now just at the sound of the term back to school. Your teeth will grind because you're so enjoying your vacation. But the vacation is only for a period of time. You get back to work, you get back to school. I have vacation, I have to come back to work. So I know how you feel. So let's get ready to get back to school. So this morning, starting this morning, we'll give you an opportunity to win with us as we start our back to school promotion right here on Mornin Barbados. It's really quite simple. We will ring a bell. The school bell will ring. That school bell ringing is your alert to pick up your phone and to give us a call. And when you call, you just simply win. So simple, so easy it is. So the school bell you will hear, that school bell means you call. And when you call, we'll take your name and your contact details, and someone from our marketing department will contact you to tell you what you've won and to share with you what you've won as well. So let's get ready for back to school. Getting ready for back to school, we can provide all of the physical things, the book bag, the books, this uniform, and everything else. But I want to remind you, as our educators have been over the last few weeks, reminding you of beginning to sensitize your children to the timetable. Letting them browse through the books ahead of return to school. Let them challenge themselves to read a little bit further into the text rather than wait for a teacher to give instruction to do so. And perhaps you might want to consider yourself scheduling in the day how you use their time. And part of it is a little bit of a timetable as well. You might say, when you get up at 10 o'clock, because they tend to wake up a little bit later than I do. And so we'll start with English. Next day, we'll start with mathematics. We'll take a look at social sciences, whatever it is. And there's a lunch break, and then in the afternoon, a little time to self, and then we do a little bit of revision as it goes. So create your own timetable so that the child gets familiar with what they'll be engaging with come September. And so that school bell will ring this morning, and it will ring every morning. We're on until the 4th of September, and we want to wish you well. So listen very closely and listen very keenly for the ringing of the bell, and that is your signal to pick up your phone and to call at that point in time. So good luck to all indeed. Don't forget, coming up on Thursday, the 27th of the month, Thursday the 27th is Jackie Opel Day. Jackie Opel, as you know, has been one of Barbados' best creative singer. He has been in Jamaica and in Barbados creating music and influencing so many people in different genres across the world. And as we shared with you yesterday, we will remind you of the Jackie Opel Symposium. He is now past for 57 years gone. And so this symposium happens this Thursday at 9:30 in the morning till 4 at the 3Ws Pavilion on the KFIL campus. So this Thursday from 9:30 in the morning till 4, you need to be in the 3Ws Pavilion at KFIL campus. There are a number of sessions that will occupy your attention throughout the day. Secure your place by simply responding to the... Look at your screen. You see RSVP here. And you see bit.ly/Jackie Opel. Once you go there, key that into your device, go there and reserve your space. Reserve your space to be a part of this symposium. Many people who are part of the organizing of this, they will be there to share with you all the details as to what you're engaging with. Actually, the first session, I remember Jackie on stage, as Dr. Marcia Burrows shared with us yesterday. It's a call to a number of you a little bit more mature who would have seen him perform indeed, that to come and share your memories, come and share your experiences, come share all that you remember of the magic of the man known as Jackie Opel. And when you do so, the collection will be shared a little bit later on for those who were not a part. So I really want we want an intergenerational exchange where not just the seniors but the younger ones as well, whether you're a student of music, student of the arts, a student in general, you want to come hear more about this, the amazing Jackie Opel of Barbados, as we celebrate him on Thursday on Jackie Opel Day through this symposium in the 3Ws Pavilion at the KFIL campus. But you need to reserve your space. Lunch will be served, but they need to be able to cater accordingly. That's why you need to make your reservation. All right? So please do so indeed. It's Thursday coming, indeed. So let's get ready to celebrate Jackie Opel. Now, coming up today on Morning Barbados, 1 month since his burial, we will share with you in our conversations on CARICOM the contribution of the man, the Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers, his contribution to the development of Caribbean integration and nationhood. And so Ambassador David Commichon will sit with us as we share with you a little bit more about his contribution in significant ways. Committed to healing and empowerment of women, that has led Marie Antoinette to write some books. We'll turn those pages with her in just a little while because she's produced 2 books. We'll go through those with you and see how you can learn from her readings and then how you can purchase those books as well. The Hibiscus Sports and Cultural Foundation is on a mission to empower young people through education and empowerment. And so when they sit with us, we want to hear how they're doing so. They have a very exciting suite of activities planned, and so they'll share those with us this morning. We'll also this morning remind you why you should be a part of the change as it relates to Family Fest. Family Fest is having their big gala next weekend, and so we want to share with you ahead of time how you can be a part of that gala, how your contribution helps to create hope and healing and happiness. So we'll talk to them a little bit more about that as you get ready to purchase your ticket and be there at the Hilton Barbados. Plus, you'll hear about a fundraising flea market put on by the Georgian Alumni Association. That's happening this weekend, and so we can't wait to see when we sit with the past students of St. George Secondary School, the plans they have in place for you as well. So we're 8.5 minutes after 6 o'clock. We'll take a break right here. We're coming back to get started with our conversation on CARICOM.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're now 10 minutes after 6 o'clock as we get ready for our conversations on CARICOM. You do recall it was in July when we got the news of the passing of Barbados national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers, who was then laid to rest at Coleridge Memorial Gardens on the 29th of July. Part of that celebration of his life and his contribution involved us having a chance to sit with Ambassador David Commichon to reflect a little bit on his contribution to nationhood and his contribution to Caribbean integration. We thought it was a really deep dive into his work and life and times and what it meant for us as people of the Caribbean. And so we wanted to share that with you yet again. So let's take a look together. On this, the 28th day of July. And it so happened, Shakespeare probably would have written about this. Who would have found a different plot? I don't know, other than Shakespeare. On the 28th today, we're preparing to say goodbye to Sir Gary. Just the day before, on the day of his birthday, on the day after what would have been his birthday celebration indeed. And so we begin our conversations on CARICOM this morning with Ambassador David Commichon, Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM. Ambassador, good morning.
Morning, Pearson.
This is a day that's heavy in many different ways. For as long as we've lived, he's been there. For as long as we've lived, he has been there. For as long as we've lived, he has been a legend of our time. Unforgettable, unmistakable, and certainly someone who we truly respect. And so we're preparing to say goodbye to really what was truly one of Barbados' best ever.
I remember as a primary school boy, every time you had a cricket game to play, you would say, I is Sobers. Yes. And if you were bowling, I is West Hall. But those were the only two names. It was if you were batting, you were Sobers. If you were bowling, you were Wes. Yes, so it's a heavy day, but at the same time, it's a time for us to celebrate this man. And I wanted to devote this conversation to Gary, because Sir Gary really played a very critical role in the construction of our Caribbean nationhood, construction of our Barbadian nationhood, and we are burying tomorrow a national hero. And there's a reason why he was a national hero. It's not just that he was a brilliant cricketer. Indeed, I mean, he was the most brilliant cricketer the world has ever seen. He really brought that game to life in a way that nobody else has ever done. And so his cricket achievement is central to who he was and his contribution. But as CLR James said, it went beyond the boundary. And he, along with his mentor, Sir Frank Worrell, and we really cannot separate the two of them, because between the two of them, they carried out a mission in the Caribbean. Sir Hilary Beckles wrote a book last year. His latest book is called Cricket's First Revolutionary, Frank Worrell's Political War Against Colonialism in the West Indies. And in that book, he makes the case that, look, Frank Worrell was born into a Barbados, very racist, very oppressive of black people. He hated it. He hated that white supremacy system. And of course, that white supremacy system was installed in cricket, where the black cricketers were basically treated as serfs. They could not aspire to the captaincy of the West Indies. And Frank Worrell took it upon himself that he was going to demolish that white supremacy system. He was going to take responsibility for taking these cricketers from all over the region and crafting them into a federal West Indian enterprise. And he was going to take that federal team and make it world champions. And that is exactly what he did. And he understood that he would not be able to complete that mission himself. And he understood that he would need to hand over the baton to someone. And he chose Sobers. He saw the talent in Sobers. He nurtured Sobers. And at 39, when he had completed most of the mission, but he still had a ways to go, he still had to take West Indies to world champions, he turned over the captaincy to Sobers. And Sobers completed the mission. So it is within that context that I would like to look at Sir Garfield today.
The times. So I want to look at also within the context of time. So Frank, at that time, recognized the racism that still existed and the bigotry that really was quite rampant at the time. Gary born the year before 1937, in following the riots, and therefore the activism that would have been very real still at his youth. And let's talk a little bit about what shaped their character and that focus that you just spoke of, where they saw the reality and thought, I want to change what was my lived experience at the time.
Well, Frank, a bank hall boy. Gary, a Bayland boy. Both of them born into the working class. You know, Gary lost his father very, very early. So they both saw Barbados from the bottom, from, in a sense, the bottom up, you know. And Frank was 12 years Gary's senior. You know, he was born on the 1st of August, 1924. Sobers came later, the 28th of July, as you said, 1936. So, and the two of them are so similar. Frank makes his Barbados debut in 1942 at the age of 17. Gary makes his debut in 1953 at the age of 16. So, I mean, the two of them are remarkable. Frank goes on to make his West Indies debut in 1948 at the age of 23. Well, Sobers goes even better. He makes his West Indies debut in 1954 at the age of 17. You understand? 17 years old, right? This guy is playing for the West Indies. But I want to put that within, so that's 1954. What is happening around that time? Well, the idea of a West Indies Federation is in the air. They're working towards it. Finally, it comes in 1958. By then, Gary is he's a regular member of the West Indies team, but he's done nothing spectacular. He hasn't scored a Test century yet. I mean, he's done relatively well, some 50s and so forth, and contributing with the ball. So, but then the Federation comes in January 58, and in March, almost on the heels of the Federation, Sobers at Sabina Park in Jamaica against the Pakistanis, he bats for 10 hours out of the blue. He bats for 10 hours, he breaks the world Test record with 365 not out. You know, and so I want to pair those two things together. The attainment of the Federation, because here was this long-held dream of West Indian achievement finally materializing, and on the verge of that, young Sobers at the age of 21 does this tremendous thing. So what a gift to the new Federation, right? That we can break the world record. But by then, you know, Frank is carrying out his campaign. Frank's campaign is to break down that white supremacy system in West Indies cricket, to pave the way for himself becoming the first black permanent captain of the West Indies team. And Frank is nurturing Garfield, Canai, all those young players. He sees the talent, and he knows that if he can become the leader of the team, he can mold these guys into the cricketing expression of the Federation. Now, from being Barbadian and Guyanese and Trinidadian, and he can bring them together into a true West Indies team, really for the first time. And Frank is successful. By 1960, he with the people behind him, the West Indies Cricket Board is forced to back down and to concede and to appoint Frank Worrell the captain. So Frank is now beginning to see how he can realize this mission. He takes the team to Australia in 1960, and for the first time they play that magnificent series with the Tide Test.
Yes.
Granted, they don't win, but they come close. They end up 2-1, being just pipped by Australia. But that Test series sets the cricketing world on fire. People have never seen a cricket played like this before. And central to that tremendous West Indian achievement is one Garfield Sobers. He scored 430 runs in that series, and he takes 15 wickets, right? So from then on, Sobers' performance on the field becomes critical to the performance of the West Indies team and to the journey from 1960 in Australia to becoming world champions in 1965. So they go on from there, you know. So, but the amazing thing is, they are on the federal enterprise known as the West Indies team has now made this tremendous statement in 1960. But what is happening with the politicians?
Yes.
The politicians are letting down the cause, because as the cricketers are making that statement, Jamaica is losing confidence in the federation. In September of 1960, Jamaica has that referendum on the federation. The federation is voted down in Jamaica. Jamaica says we are pulling out. Trinidad then says 1 from 10 leaves naught. We are pulling out 2. So by 1962, the federation is dead. But while the politicians are failing, Frank and his federal enterprise, that West Indies team, is going on to demonstrate how tremendously powerful they have become, because the next series they play is between, just as the federation is failing, in 1962, as the federation is going down, they are playing India in the Caribbean. And they beat India 5-love.
Wow.
Sobers scores 424 runs and takes 23 wickets in that series. So as the politicians are losing faith in the federal enterprise, the West Indies cricket team is exhibiting excellence. In fact, they're saying we are on the way to becoming world champions.
Right. You know, in this conversation, we're looking at regionalism and nationhood all in one, and how the work of 2 Barbadian men, Sir Frank Worrell and the late Sir Garfield Sobers, have really empowered us as a region to coalesce around cricket as a means to showing to the rest of the world how powerful we are. And there's so many other ways in which that metaphor alone played out, even in politics. And so Ambassador David Commichon is with us as he continues the journey and telling the story of how these 2 men crafted for us a path out and a path up.
Yeah, I just want to complete the story very quickly. So they have beaten India. They next take on England. Frank as captain, Garfield as his main weapon. They play that series against England in 1963. They beat England 3-1 again. Sobers scored 322 runs and takes 20 wickets. So they have now defeated the number 2 team. It's only Australia to go now in order to become world champions. By then, however, Frank is 39 years old. Frank understands, you know, his time has come. But he knows who he has to turn over the team to. He tells CLR James, look, this man Sobers knows everything about cricket. So Frank is so powerful in West Indies cricket by that time that he can actually choose his successor. He chooses Sobers, and Frank installs himself as manager. So the partnership continues.
Yes.
And they take on Australia in 1965 in the West Indies for the World Championship of the World. They defeat Australia 2-1. Again, Sobers scores 352 runs and takes 12 wickets. West Indies, for the first time in our history, we are the champions of the world.
Yes.
So that is 1965. We become world champions, right? The federation has collapsed. What happens in July 1965, right after that triumph? Well, what happens? Two premiers, Premier Errol Barrow and Premier Forbes Burner, meet in Barbados on the 4th of July and decide that they are going to resurrect the Caribbean integration movement and establish the Caribbean Free Trade Association, CARIFTA. Now, I want to point out something. So this comes immediately. Sobers takes that West Indies team to the pinnacle of world cricket. But why Barbados and Guyana?
Yes.
Well, that World Championship winning West Indies team in 1965 included from Barbados, Hunt, Nurse, Sobers, Tony White, Hall, Griffith, David Allen, 7 members. And from Guyana, Canai, Butcher, Solomon and Gibbs. In other words,
The team was comprised
the team
of
was
us.
basically Bajans and Guyanese.
Yes.
So is there a connection between that fact and the fact that the two leaders who came together to say, let us resurrect the Caribbean integration movement were the leaders of Barbados
And Guyana.
and Guyana? I want people to think about that, right? And then we go to 1966. What happens in 1966? Well, we know it is Barbados negotiates its independence in 1966. But simultaneously to Premier Barrow and the other political leaders being in London negotiating Barbados's independence with the British, the West Indies team under Garfield Sobers, he wasn't Sir yet,
Yes.
is playing a test series against England simultaneously. What happens in that series? Well, in that series, they demolish England 3-1. Sobers scores 722 runs
Wow.
and takes 20 wickets. In addition to that, that West Indies team is made up of 8 Bajans. So there's Conrad Hunt, Seymour Nurse, David Holford, Peter Lashley, David Allen, Charlie Griffith, Wesley Hall, and Garfield Sobers, right? So while Barrow and them are tussling with the British over Barbados getting independence, on the cricket field, a West Indies team with 8 Bajans in it is thrashing the so-called mother country,
Yes.
right? And so again, is there a connection? Clearly, Mr. Barrow and those Barbadian politicians had to be taking inspiration from what was happening on the field of cricket. So, long story short, the British agree, Barbados independence, 30th of November 1966. And how does Barbados choose to celebrate its independence? Well, Barbados chooses to celebrate its independence by challenging the rest of the world in a cricket match. You know, unfortunately, it is delayed and it doesn't take place until March of 1967. But just to show how important cricket was to the achievement of Barbadian nationhood. So I want us to have this understanding that this man, his influence was not confined to the cricket field. He was an enlivening agent and presence in the whole construction of Caribbean integration, the whole instilling of that regional spirit in Caribbean people and making them believe that as a unified Caribbean or West Indian entity, that we could do great things, you know, and then also inspiring the Barbadian national spirit. So that is who we are honoring and giving God thanks for and burying tomorrow. A national hero, not only of Barbados, but I would say a national hero of the Caribbean community.
And you're quite right, and naturally the world adopted him as well as one of their heroes too. And so when we reflect for just a moment on the value he brought, not just to the game of cricket, but to lived experience in the region, we see him as someone worthy of applause. And so tomorrow is a significant one that you show up and show out. And whether you line the street or you come to Kensington Oval to be a part of that service of thanksgiving for the gift, really, truly, he is a national hero. And so he changed the face of cricket. You brought a couple books along with you as well. One that speaks to his own autobiography, and then the other one that speaks to the changing face of cricket and his contribution.
Yes, Sir Gary has been a presence with me. And I went to primary school in Trinidad, not in Barbados.
Yes.
So when I say that all the little boys in primary school, I is Sobers, I is West Hall, I'm talking about Trinidadians, not Bajans. You know, so he has been a presence. And then I came to live in Barbados, and I went to, the Methodist Manse in Highgate Gardens, and just by chance, who should become my next door neighbor but the said Sir Garfield Sobers. In fact, as I was telling you, I had the pleasant surprise waking up this morning to a text message from his ex-wife Prudence in Australia. We were shared some photographs of the children, who grew up next door to me and so forth. So he has been a presence, and so these are a couple of my books on Sir Garfield. And, I was in preparation for this program, rereading his autobiography. And, it's so strange, he shared so much in common with my own mother that he was born in Chelsea Road. She grew up in Chelsea Road. His father was a merchant seaman in the Canadian Merchant Marine. Her father was a merchant seaman. His father went down in a German submarine attack in 1942. Her father similarly went down in a German submarine attack in 1942, right? So his mother never remarried. She used the little pension that they got from the Canadian government to see after her children. My grandmother similarly never remarried, used the little pension from the Canadian government to see after her children. So strange that the two of them shared so much, and then they became next door neighbors. But beyond that, beyond those personal contacts, that game of cricket, I'm a student of the history of Barbados. I mean, Barbados went from being a very brutish, that slave society, very brutish. Cricket played a big role in civilizing Barbados, in breaking down social and racial barriers. And in fact, C.L.R. James argues that cricket was established in England at a time when English society, English civilization was in the doldrums and needed something to lift it. And cricket played that role. And this man, Sir Garfield Sobers, took this game that was developed by another culture, another people, and he brought something unique he lifted it. He actually lifted it to a higher level. And I think that this game of cricket, he became like the greatest exponent of this game. And cricket is not just an ordinary game. It is a game of artistry. It is a game of drama. It is a game of character, of intellectual capacity, and I think Barbados is very fortunate that men like Sir Frank Worrell, Sir Everton Weekes, Sir Clyde Walcott, Sir Garfield, Sir Wesley Hall, Charlie Griffith, Seymour Nurse. Barbados is very fortunate that these men lived out this game among us, you know, and that game has made a tremendous contribution to making Barbados what it is.
And the region by extension. Ambassador, what a wonderful conversation we'll carry on this morning. We took a different approach, but I think you get it, everybody. This concludes today's conversations on CARICOM. Thank you so much, Ambassador.
My pleasure, Pearson.
And so Patricia Ben says, oh boy, I'm loving this story. Tell it, Ambassador Covershaw. Speak it. Champion cricket, the West Indies. Thank you, Pat. She's watching from the United States. And so I'm sure for a lot of you, you would review this series, today's show, and again, get a greater sense, a deeper sense of understanding of the game of cricket, the contribution of Sir Frank Worrell and Sir Garfield Sobers to our lived experience and to the development of CARICOM as well. And there's so many things that we did not know. But by paying attention, now we know. Get the books as well. So Gary is his own autobiography, and the other book that speaks to his change in the face of cricket. Look at your screens. That's what the books look like. I'm sure they're going to be a reprint if they're out of print. And so very soon you can have your own personal copy as well and follow the message of the man known as the Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Preserve your personal priceless memories. Here at CBC, we transfer VHS, DVDs, Beta, U-matic, and DV-Cam tapes to modern digital formats. Safely, quickly, and affordably. Call CBC on 467-5437 to get started. In just 2 weeks, your memories will be ready to relive and share again.
Are you ready to turn it all the way up? We make you feel good. Your #1 party station. Non-stop hits and the latest trends in music, fashion, and everything lit. Hit us up on socials at 981 Barbados on IG and 98.1 The One on Facebook. This is your world, your playlist, your station. 98.1 The One.
Island gets going, we're already here. 2 hours every weekday. The people, the stories, and the conversations that matter to Barbados. Guests you won't hear anywhere else. Your health, your culture, your country. No rush, no shouting, just good company to start your day. Mornin Barbados, weekday mornings 6 to 8 on TV8.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth.
We're now 20 minutes to go to the hour of 7 o'clock as we begin to turn the pages of the books written by Maria Gordon. Her pen name is Maria Antoinette. I love it indeed. And so she joins us now as we take a look with her. Good morning to you, Maria.
Good morning.
Good to see you again.
It is indeed.
You've been writing, you've been telling, you've been sharing, you've been empowering, you've been helping people heal. What is it about what you've gone through that caused you to want to write what you've experienced?
For me, healing looks different for everyone. And so many times we do not understand what we are going through. And we portray so many different things, not realizing that we're broken and hurt. And for me, that was most of my life. And coming to the realization that I was a very broken, hurt, traumatized, aggressive person, I knew I needed to do something about that. And so I began to seek help to fix that. And it has not been an easy journey because nothing in healing is really ever easy, but it was necessary because I wanted to be different, and I wanted to be different for my children, to live a better life and to show that the experiences that we go through can either make us or break us. And for me, there was a time that those experiences were really breaking me. And I'm thankful now that I don't like that I had those experiences, but I'm thankful for them because they have shaped the woman I am becoming.
Indeed.
Because I'm still becoming.
One still becomes as one grows.
Yes.
And I thank to God we have some life to be able to make the change that we
Yeah.
need to make. Your first book was called Scorned.
Yes.
And that title alone causes me to sit back up for just a moment. What does it mean when you write this book, Scorned?
Scorn tells the story of my journey from the age of 3 until adulthood. It is raw, it's authentic, and it tells the story of abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, and it gives you a bird's eye view into what I would have gone through. And what I did is I just laid it there because many times we don't want to talk about those things. We don't want to talk about the things that are seemingly taboo. But those are the things that break so many people. And we take it throughout our life and not recognizing that those things that would have happened in childhood, teenage, even onto adulthood would shape the way we do things, the way we speak to people, the way we show up, whether it is physically show up for a job, show up in conversations. So I felt the need that I need to work on this because I wasn't getting any better. And going through that writing was also therapeutic for me.
Yeah. Scorned. Was it that
Yeah.
others scorned you, or was it that you also scorned yourself?
I felt, and it was interesting, I was having a conversation last night regarding this. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. It was like you didn't fit in. And you had to take introspection. And when I did that, I recognized I was being scorned. And we may see it as just, I scorn something that's nasty, I scorn something that's awful. But many times we do it to people. We wizzy, we have our secret conversations because the person may not look the way you want them to look. They may not speak the way you want them to speak or socialize the way you want them to socialize. And many times I did not know better. And I did not know that the trauma that I had endured caused me to be that person. So in many circumstances, I did feel that scorned. And you don't have to scorn somebody by coming out and saying something.
Yes.
The way you act around them, the way you ostracize them, and the way you talk about them probably in other forums causes them to feel neglected and rejected. And for me, scorn came out of a lot of rejection.
And you saw that rejection.
I did. I saw it. I felt it throughout my life.
So does the book go on to share with us how you were able to pull yourself away from and out of?
Yes. So Scorned is really an acronym. And what I did is I allowed this book, this word, to just change who I became in terms of my walk with God. I love the Lord with all my heart.
Amen.
I'm always excited when I talk about God. And the scripture that talks about what the enemy meant for bad, the Lord turned it around for good. And that's what Scorned is about. So the book definitely really dives into how you can change your bad situation and make it good. So coming out of Scorned came out some really amazing experiences. Each chapter of this book, there's a reflection piece at the end of each chapter, and there are songs, worship songs, to go with those reflection pieces as well.
So it restores value.
Yes, it definitely does.
It restores us to a place of acceptance and whose we are. Because in being scorned, we feel so disconnected from reality and life and others and socialization. And then we look around seeking some kind of validation.
Yeah.
And you said, no, I found my validation in the Lord Jesus Christ. So it is because of that you can now share from your writings, your experience and your path. Now, not everyone's path is going to be the same, but there's some fundamental things to walking in the light of God. And part of it is your faith.
Yeah.
And so you pour that into the book Scorned.
Yes, I never lost my faith.
You never lost your faith.
I never lost my faith. I can tell you that God has just been with me. No matter where I have been, no matter the mess that I made, because I'm not going to say I didn't make the mistakes. Yep. We all made those mistakes, but he brought the message from my mess. So I never lost my faith. In the moments when I felt so broken, God was always there, holding me.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that.
I like that. Message from my mess.
Yeah.
Message from my mess.
From my
M-E-S-S. Let's add the age to it and message.
Correct.
And so, and that's the whole thing that a lot of people today who are struggling with all sorts of conditions and situations and feeling alone simply because others tell them, sometimes by their words and sometimes by their language and their body language as well, that you are different, you're alone and nobody cares for you, you're somehow the scum of the earth. And they're looking for someone. And so Maria has turned up to be that someone that says, here it is, you may feel scorned, but you are perfectly made.
You are.
And there's a God above who sees your perfection. He has a plan for you.
He does.
And sometimes we lose sight of that fact. But how does one quiet oneself enough? How did you quiet yourself so that you can actually listen and hear God say to you, Maria, you're mine?
I love that. I love that because it's exactly what happens. I try my best to do first thing in the morning. And this is something that I had to practice. It wasn't easy because I'm not naturally a morning person. So the first thing in the morning, I had to be disciplined with spending that first hour with God. It wasn't easy. There are teary moments, there are soap pillows. But, you know, like in any relationship, you want to get to know somebody. So you're intentional about it. So I am intentional about my relationship with God. I am intentional about having those moments, those precious moments that is just me and God. I don't look at my phone first thing in the morning. I've decided this is me and God. And because coming out of that relationship, I know his voice.
Nice.
I hear his voice. I am in tune with what he wants from me. It's not always easy.
I'm just coming to that.
It is not always easy because some of the things God asks us to do is pretty unconventional.
You don't want to do. I'm
going to put Scorned out there and put my whole story out there. But God always reminds me, Maria, I love you. I love you with all that you are because I made you, as you just spoke about. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. And when God reminds me, even in my darkest moments, even in my darkest hour, he reminds me, you're my child.
Yes.
Even in those moments when I didn't feel as though I fit in. He has reminded me through those hours, you no longer have to fit in. It's time to stand out. And I love that. I love those. And that's how I'm grounded and how I get everything that I need in terms of the inspiration to go alone. And I love that solitude with him.
That alone and solitude she'll talk about when we come back about happy being in my own cup of tea with Maria Antoinette right after this break.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we are...
We're sitting with Maria Gordon. Her pen name is Maria Antoinette. She is the author of many books, two in particular. And so one of them is Scorned, with which we just spoke about. And you know, Maria, you said something to me just before we came back on live. And you said, he notices everything. That's the words you use. I was describing Peter, my cameraman, with me, and you said he notices everything. And I want to bring that to God. God notices everything.
He does.
And he sees what needs to be fixed, and he fixes it without you even asking for it.
Amazing.
And he walks with you every step of the way to guide you in his path of righteousness once you permit yourself. It's like a child who says, you know, Mommy, I'm going to walk. And Mommy walks with the child and holds its hand, and it agrees to doing so. There comes a time when the child pulls its hand away and falls.
Yeah.
And then it realizes, I need my mommy.
Oh, yes.
I need my daddy. I need someone for that support indeed, and that's what it is. But in leading you in the path of righteousness, God is reminding you that you are your own cup of tea. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. I've made you wonderfully the way you are for a purpose. And let's talk a little bit about that, why you've written the book, Happy Being My Own Cup of Tea.
Happy being my own cup of tea is about being contented in who I am. And not just contented in who I am physically, who I am mentally, who I am emotionally and spiritually. I'm pretty much out of the box. And I felt before that was a challenge, but it's not a challenge.
Yes.
It's just how God made me. I will tell you that there were times in my life, and the former book and this book speaks about it, where I was teased. I was teased for my body shape. I was teased for different things growing up as a child. I was called all sorts of derogatory names. And I had to come to grips with, other people are enjoying who they are because of what their figure might portray them to be. And the book talks about me being comfortable in my own melanin toned skin as a black girl. It also talks about accepting my curves, and so I had to come to grips with that. I had to come to grips with lost relationships. So that's part of the inspiration for writing the book.
There are a couple of things I hear when you say that. The vessel and what's inside that vessel as well.
Yeah.
I say that because I want to introduce... Maria brought me a mug, Happy Being My Own Cup of Tea. So the container is one thing. It can be perfectly made. It can be exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Inside, however, are different sachets of tea.
Yes.
Because they're different teas that God would, and I'm using the analogy for just a moment, that God pours into all of us at the right times for the right thing.
Yeah.
But the flavor is exactly what you want.
And it's your flavor.
And
you
it's
get
my
to
flavor.
choose what you like.
Correct.
You get to choose what you like. The book talks about you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but you have to be contented with who you are and enjoy your cup of tea. The brew is going to be different. Some people like their tea strong, some people don't. So you may be a lot for some people, and some people may see you and like, wow, I like that energy.
Yes.
And that's what being your own cup of tea is about.
So knowing who you are, being comfortable with who you are, and recognizing that you're not set to please everybody.
No.
But understand self.
Yeah.
But in understanding self has a certain degree of responsibility to my mind, because if I'm going to make you, Maria, a cup of tea, I want to provide you with what I think is going to be satisfying to you. And so I have to be mindful of the ingredients I put in my cup of tea as well, because people are watching, people are sampling, people are tasting. And so I have the responsibility to get it right. As often as I possibly can. Yes, there are times when I may get the mixture a little wrong, but I must be humble enough to say, I'm so sorry, let me just fix that for you. So being my own cup of tea is not perfection, but it's being comfortable and being confident that your mix is right.
And even when you get your mix wrong, that's all right. Acknowledge it and go again.
Correct.
Acknowledge it and go again. Let's mix this again.
Yes.
It wasn't right. It wasn't quite right the first time, but let's do this again. The more you do it, you get it right.
Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
That's right.
And Happy Being My Own Cup of Tea talks about the journey on this island as a melanin-toned girl, enjoying my island. Because part of the book talks about the ramblings of an island girl. I enjoy living in Barbados. It is not perfect. Nowhere is perfect. But I make it my home.
Yes.
I enjoy sampling things in Barbados. I enjoy my walk with God. I enjoy being a melanin tone girl. You know, in worship, our hips move. I know that that's normal. We have to normalize these things and normalize enjoying who we are as a people. The book talks about that. So it's just about being comfortable in who you are. And even if who you are rubs someone wrong, we can talk about that.
That's right.
We don't have to dismiss it. Let's talk about what I did that you didn't like. Let's work through that. Let's get to a point where even if we agree to disagree. So Happy Being My Own Cup of Tea, it talks about me being comfortable, being self-aware, but it also talks about embracing others and working through the process of how we can all live together.
So many of us, so many of you watching as well, we live with struggles in life, and so this book helps. It's a book that tells your story, but it also tells us from your story of things we can try. Different flavors we can add to our cup of tea to make the life and living more palatable. Let's talk about publication now. How can people get copies of this so that they can learn from your experience, and if theirs is aligned with yours, how they can help themselves? Okay, so the book is also, both books are on Amazon. And I do have copies myself, so you can get my information, 249-7213. That's Maria Garden. 249-7213. Yes. 249-7213? Right. Yes. You can get the book that way. But I'm also having an upcoming event which will showcase the book as well. And it talks about trauma, healing trauma through the arts. Right? So you can see us there, and that's on September 5th, Church of the Nazarene, Bank Hall, 6 p.m. It's a free event because we want to make healing accessible and show you that healing through the creative arts is also possible. So you can get the book that way, and the book is also in our library. So if you want to visit the library, sit down and have a read, you can do that as well. That's good. That's good. You did the right thing. Deposit your book in the library as well. So it's in the Barbados National Library system. It is also available on Amazon. You're looking for Maria Antoinette. Yes. That's your pen name, Maria Antoinette. The books are Happy Being My Own Cup of Tea and Scorned. There are two books by her. Take a good read. Take a good read. She's deeply committed to the healing and empowerment of women who have faced adversity, drawing from her own experiences. So I want you to get a copy of the book today. Take your time and you read. Take your time and you read. There are activities at the end of each chapter that help you to consolidate what you've learned, but then you try. And every day that you try, you get stronger and you get better and you become healed in some way. But remember, you are God's. God has made you wonderfully, and so he loves you. He wants to guide you indeed. So let these books be a part of your path. Maria, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. All right. Thank you. So next Saturday, September the 5th, the Church of the Nazarene at Bank Hall. What time does it start? 6 p.m. 6 o'clock. Absolutely free. Come read the books. Come share with Maria. Come worship with her as well. And let's see what the difference it makes for you. Morning Barbados breaks here. We're coming back in a moment.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Preserve your personal priceless memories. Here at CBC, we transfer VHS, DVDs, Beta, U-matic, and DV cam tapes to modern digital formats. Safely, quickly, and affordably. Call CBC on 467-5437 to get started. In just 2 weeks, your memories will be ready to relive and share again.
Are you ready to turn it all the way up?
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's get to the news now. The governments of Barbados and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela have issued a joint declaration to deepen cooperation across 5 sectors. The agreement was signed by Prime Minister Mir Amal Motley and the President Delcy Rodriguez Gomez at a meeting in Caracas. In the area of energy security, there will be the deepening of commercial exchange and training in the area of energy and hydrocarbons. There's a goal of enhancing food security, mitigating shocks and uncertainty, while developing trade and collaboration in agricultural and fisheries sectors. In education and culture, there's the plan to advance educational collaboration in language training for students from the preschool to tertiary levels, language teachers and professionals, and to implement scholarships in each country commencing in the 2027 to 2028 academic year. In tourism, the 2 countries will sign an agreement in coming weeks to increase visitor flow and hold the first binational tourism meeting in 2027. While in maritime and air connectivity, there will be an establishment and implementation of arrangements for commercial shipping services and the opening of a direct maritime cargo route. Both Barbados and Venezuela have agreed the joint declaration will begin immediately. An administrative glitch. That's how Minister of Finance Ryan Strawn described unexpected hikes in the 2026 to 2027 land tax bills received by owners of residential properties valued over $450,000. During a media briefing yesterday at the Barbados Revenue Authority's headquarters, Minister Strawn provided detailed information on the issue. He explained that the amounts recorded on the bills resulted from technical errors during the process, and has asked those affected for their patience and understanding during the corrective process, which has already begun within the Ministry of Finance and the BRA. Here's a report from Trevor Thorpe.
The minister assured the public that the Ministry of Finance is actively working to correct the problem as quickly as possible. He emphasized that the ministry is committed to resolving the issue to ensure that taxpayers are not unfairly affected by the administrative error. He gave details on the occurrence.
When the threshold was 300,000, the first band was 300,001 to 450, okay, for which the 0.1% would apply. What happened is that when the increase moved from 300,000 to 400,000, the band did not shift up by the 150,000 automatically as it should have been. So it meant that properties above 400,000 only got the benefit of 50,000 for the 0.1% to be applied, as opposed to the 150. So it meant that the 0.7 started earlier than it should have been, and therefore anything. So you're talking about properties 600,000, 700,000, these types of properties that are impacted, and so we recognize the error, and therefore we are moving to correct it as quickly as possible.
The minister says 28,807 persons were impacted.
The Ministry of Finance advises that updated land tax bills will be issued for residential properties valued above $450,000 to ensure that the tax payable reflects the revised residential tax bands. Following the increase in the residential property tax free threshold from 300,000 to 400,000, A verification exercise identified that bills for properties valued above $450,000 did not fully reflect the revised tax bands. The relevant bills have been identified and the Barbados Revenue Authority has begun recalculating and reissuing said bills.
The minister moved to bring further clarity to the issue at hand.
The correct residential land tax bands for the avoidance of doubt are 0% on the improved value up to $400,000, 0.1% on the portion above $400,000 and up to $550,000, 0.7% on the portion above $550,000 and up to $950,000, and 1% on the portion above $950,000. Bills for residential properties valued between $400,000 and $450,000 were correctly calculated and will not be reissued.
He reassured the public that transparent communication will continue as the ministry works diligently to rectify the situation and restore the land tax system to its intended operation for the upcoming tax season.
From September 1st, 2026, residential property owners who have already paid a bill for a property valued above $450,000 may request a refund of the net overpayment or have the amount credited towards their 2027 land tax bill or towards any outstanding arrears.
He says a review of the land tax valuation process is coming and the next valuation exercise in Barbados is due in 3 years' time. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
And the Barbados Revenue Authority is encouraging taxpayers to take advantage of its convenient online registration system. Director of Tax Audit and Compliance, Trevor Ford, emphasized the benefits of registering online, highlighting that it streamlines the process for taxpayers and helps ensure timely compliance with tax obligations.
It's very easy to do so. You can go to bill.bra.gov.bb, and as long as you had, let's say, the previous land tax bill, you can use the bill number, the map reference number, and you'll be able to see your bill almost immediately as the changes take effect, instead of having to wait for those bills to be mailed to you. And you can also pay online easy and be a recipient of that discount, that 10% discount as well.
Let's get to sports now. The top seeds remain in contention as the Barbados Road Tennis Open men's section reaches a round of 16. Julian White, Damian Taylor and Azari Clark joined Mark Venom Griffith, Raheem Nurse and Darius Gaskin in the winners column when the round of 32 was contested at Orange Hill in St. James. Damien Bestix look now at 3 of those matchups.
Straight into the heat of the battle at Orange Hill between the highly rated Mark Venom Griffith in the white and Nakia Farrell. This was an extremely easy outing for Venom. Farrell tried his best to extend the rallies but failed to convert that into winners. Griffith blew him away in the first game. 21-love. That's right, folks, 21-love. Change of ends didn't do too much in terms of the forecast. Things looking cloudy for Farrell, with thunderstorms impacting his performance. Before you could blink, Griffith had a 10-point advantage. Luckily for Farrell, he was able to avoid the embarrassment of not registering a point, with Venom gifting the youngster a few here and there. The crowd, there's some encouragement. But as you might imagine, it was back to normal programming. Griffith with the smash. He also worked the angles well, and eventually this one will be over quickly as a 3-time Open champion signaled his intent with a routine 21-love. 21-8 result. Next up, Raheem Nurse in blue, playing Terry Smith. As usual, Nurse with that big backswing, exerting maximum pace on the returns. Smith, a little more crafty, going down the line, out of the center of the racket. The first game went to Nurse at 21-15. Excellent drop shot, catching Smith on his heels. Change of ends for the second, early days. Smith, exquisite drive. A lot of rain interruptions on the night, but Smith seemed to be holding his own. Back arm drag is good. But in the overall picture, This match belonged to Nurse. Even with the game on a knife's edge at 14 and 15 all, he would join the others in the round of 16, taking the win in 2 straight, 21-15, 21-17. And finally, on our highlight reel, Darius Baracus Gaskin back in the camera up against Ryan Brathwaite. Point Brathwaite. Plenty unforced errors on both sides of the court. At 19-8, highly unlikely Gaskin will lose the plot. Seizes the first game at 21-10. The second followed in a similar pattern. Tied at 11 apiece. Brathwaite wide of his mark. Gaskin, though, looked relaxed with Brathwaite no being challenged to defend away from the baseline until the mistake is made. Long story short, Darius Gaskin brushing aside Ryan Brathwaite. 21-10, 21-12. He's moving on to the round of 16. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
That's a look at news and sports until now. Morning Barbados takes a break here. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Are you ready to turn it all the way up? We make you feel good. Your #1 party station. Non-stop hits and the latest trends in music, fashion, and everything lit. Hit us up on socials at 981 Barbados on IG and 98.1 The One on Facebook. This is your world, your playlist, your station. 98.1 The One.
Good morning. Good morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So, the school bell has rung. That means it's your trigger to call me now, 228-5562 or 228-563. And let's see if you've won with us indeed in our back to school promotion. I told you at the beginning of the show to keep watching, keep listening at the sound of the school bell. And little Micah saying, geez, oh, we're at school. Yeah, Micah, school again in a minute. We'll meet him in a moment as well. But your turn to win now, 228-5562. Or 228-5563. Call me now and let's make a winner of you as you get ready to go back to school. And we know that our children are already winners. They're already succeeding at so many different things and in so many different areas. And so let's make you, the parent or the guardian, a winner as well. 228-5562 or 228-5563. And we're going to be doing this every day, Monday to Friday until the 4th of September, which is next week anyway. So you have this week and next week to get a chance to be in winner's row with us as we get ready to prepare for back to school. 228-5562 or 63. Call and let's make you a winner. You don't want this? You have got to be kidding me. There's no question. I don't have any tricks up my sleeve, so don't you worry about it. 228-5562 or 228-5563. And let's make you two a winner. The bell has rung. The bell has rung, Barbados. The bell has rung. 228-5562 or 63. Let's see if we can win it. Win it indeed. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are late for class. The school bell rung ever since. Where were you? You can't hear me. After I worked this all in my head how to say this.
Yes.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Then turn off your TV, turn off everything around you and focus on the telephone, okay?
Yes, please.
When you call someone, what do you listen to, the radio or the telephone?
The telephone.
Right, so it's the same thing when you call Morning Barbados. Only listen to your telephone.
Yes, please.
All right, so what's your first name?
Kamiko.
What's your first name?
Kamiko.
Spell that for me, please.
K-I-M-I-K-O.
K-I-M-I-K-O. What age are you, roughly? Your 20s, 30s?
30s.
You're your 30s?
Yes.
And you've lived all these 30-something years with Kimiko?
Yes.
Did you ask your parents why they called you Kimiko?
No, I got that from my aunt.
Or is your aunt who gave you that name? And did your aunt go on to explain to you why they named you Kimiko?
No.
You don't want to know?
Mm-mm.
It sounds very Japanese to me. Kimiko, do you have any little ones preparing for school?
2,
2. How old are they?
6 and 9.
6 years and 9 years old. They're going to primary school, and you're really excited about that, aren't you?
Yes, please.
Are they your grandchildren or your children?
Grand.
How old are you?
38.
Okay. You're early grandmother, man. You're laughing, Kimiko. Stay on the line, all right? Okay. We have to take some more information from you. Someone from our marketing department will contact you, okay?
Okay.
All right, Kimiko. Well done. 38 is a grandmother already. At 38, I was transitioning work. But anyhow, congratulations to you, Kimiko. Listen every day for the school bell. When it rings, that is your trigger to rush to your phone and get ready to call us to be a winner, just as Kimiko has this morning indeed. So don't let it happen again, folks. Thank you. All right, let's turn our attention to the ongoing work of Hibiscus Sports and Culture Foundation. I met yet again with the founder, Akili Eiffel. Akili, good to see you again, buddy. As always, he spends so much time here. He's like a friend to all of us now. You brought along with you Amanda James, who's the founder of Youth Uprising. Amanda, good morning to you as well. Along with senior IT consultant with iTech Consulting in Ryan Andrew.
Yes, sir.
And the little boy who I told you about, Micah, little man already, Micah Collymore, who's a youth advocate for Youth Uprising. Micah, good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
You good? School bell just rang, eh?
No.
Not looking forward to going back?
Not yet. You need at least 2 more weeks of vacation, right? Yeah. I understand the feeling. So, Akira, here we are. You are broadening what you've been doing at Hibiscus. Let's talk a little bit about the plan and what you see to be the vision for the Hibiscus in the future.
Well, like you said, I spent a lot of time here. So based on everything that we've done so far, based on the Legacy for Entrepreneurship Residency, the health checks of H&I, our work for our regular constituency, of which Youth Uprising and iTech Consulting are a part of, everything that we've done for the emancipation season, everything that we've done with the Cuban embassy, there's a lot. But we're trying to go towards a path of stop being just a stopgap within the community and being a collective whole that is able to act as a sieve to make sure that nobody inside of your community is left behind. So in doing that, we have been partnering with a lot of different entities, a lot of different institutions, and we're now going to be announcing our merger in terms of working no longer as a silo, but with people such as Youth Uprising and iTech Consulting, who have come together to basically make a more holistic approach to everything that we're doing. You're going to hear more about both of them in a second, but basically the outcome is that we cover everything from 5 basically until you no longer need help, and we're really excited to be bringing new projects like the Legacy Youth Entrepreneurship Residency, which has been going well. Thank you to the Legacy Foundation, the New Wave slash AI and entrepreneurship training that we're going to be doing, trying to achieve and get a community center slash hub, physical location where we can put all these things into one center and truly really help the community. And the plans just go on from there. With all the different help that you're going to hear about a little bit later, is going to be so exciting that I know that you guys are going to enjoy it.
Absolutely. It's providing a place where youth can uprise.
Yes.
Youth can really make a big difference, and we can help them be their best selves and achieve a whole lot. So Amanda, talk to me a little bit about the development of Youth Uprising and your mantra. What are you designed to do?
Okay, what we designed to do is to really be a safety net for the children. We want to really propel the areas of development and the areas of challenges. And we want it to be like a free service, because we know how it is in Barbados right now. Things are quite expensive. So we tend to go into communities, draw the children out through sports and academics. And we really state that sports and academics go hand in hand together. The World Bank would have done research on this. Future Skills document 2030 would have also spoke to this, where we really need to start adapting the curriculum for the children in such a way so in 2020 in their working world, they are going to have the requisite skills that they need to embrace, not just here in Barbados, but worldwide. So we go in, we use sports. As I said, school is still important. We're not saying we don't need to do, it's very, very much important. So we go into their schools, speak to their parents, and really try and help them develop into holistic, good citizens, giving them positive pathways through the sport and through the academics. It's quite challenging because we realise that this cohort of children are very different. They're very different from us. So it's a bespoke programme in that we take the children, i.e. Micah, and get to know the children and find out, what really gets them going, what they're interested in, and how we can help them as an individual, not them as a child, as them as Micah or all the other children that we work with. So we go into several communities. We also bring the children together. So we'll take them from Haynesville to Cave Hill to Ivy to Passage Road and merge the children together in the hope that as they get older, we're not going to have the differences between areas as we all know about. So they're going to say, no, I know kids from Passage Road. I hang out with some from Ivy, to get that community cohesion that obviously we're lacking a little bit at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Sport brings a level of discipline, whether it is a team sport or an individual sport. It also brings you reward. And a lot of our young people seem to be so focused on reward alone. And you're saying through Youth Uprising, you're saying it's not just about, the award doesn't necessarily mean that you've won, but that you have participated in itself. It is an award. So you're shaping values and you're shaping a whole host of other things as it goes as well. Is this an activity that requires you to register? What you're doing at Youth Uprising?
Yeah, you can register. We prefer you to register, but some children just come out into the community and we prefer you to register so your parents know where you're going to be, who you're with and what we're about. So you were correct when you spoke. It's not just about winning. It's about coming out, I say to them, focus, be disciplined and try and really work through something. So if you're lacking a particular skill, let's work through it. Let's not say, okay, I can't be bothered. Let's focus. Discipline is so important. And it applies on the field, basketball court, in the classroom and at home, trying to give them the core requisite skills that they need.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great project. It's a great forum for the community that she's doing. And we actually met through the constituency of the Honourable Sandra Husbands, because she's doing something for the nation in terms of trying to build more organizations like us, more community hubs. There would have been parenting classes where a set of 24 parents would have been able to learn how to be better in terms of giving their children the kind of guidance that they need that fits in with what Amanda's trying to doing. They also would have been able to take tours of different medical institutions within Barbados, the universities, Ross and the American School of Medicine, where they were able to see what certain stimulants, certain drugs do to the body, how certain diseases can interact, and really achieve a holistic experience of health, education, and more. And a lot more is going to be coming from that shortly. And even in terms of what we're doing, the project extends so much further than just the sports. She also helps them in terms of emotional regulation. She also helps them in terms of their vocabulary. Every single week they have a word that is a word a week that they have to learn what it means and then also be able to use it in sentences. I think the last couple were curious and
okay. Micah, what was your last word?
Incompetent.
I can't hear you.
Incompetent.
Incompetent? Okay, use it in a sentence. Incompetent. Micah. You being incompetent now, you know.
I know the meaning, but I just can't put it in a
Okay, tell me the meaning of incompetent.
Like you can't do something.
That you cannot do anything? Cannot do something? Yeah. All right, so do you think I'm incompetent?
No.
Do you think anyone here is incompetent? Yeah. Do you know of anyone who is incompetent?
Not really.
You don't. So therefore we all can, right? And is that what you're determined to do, to be competent? Yes. What do you think you're competent at?
Football.
Is that the only sport you're competent in? Football? Why football?
Because
speak up for me, my man. I'm an old man with deaf ears. So talk to me.
Hold on.
Now you've been incompetent now, right? Okay, so what kind, you like sport. Clearly you like sport. You like football.
Yes.
And you've been playing football now for how many of your 13 years?
There's 2.
About a couple of years now with Uprising? Yes. And so far so good. Are you really good at it?
I tell myself no.
So you're saying your competency rise, right? Yeah. He can't play the football, man. Mikey, can you? Let me see that. What are you?
You're the goalkeeper.
Yep. What? You're the keeper? You really are?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Well, you have a big white goal poster to stop goals.
That's why I
entering.
learned to dive for the ball.
You could dive
Yeah, I do it yesterday.
and scrape up something or not.
Yeah, I hurt my pelvis yesterday.
So you see, those are some of the dangers of the game, but nonetheless, you love the game enough. And so when you look around the world, we just came out of World Cup football. Were you one of those who watched every game and every moment?
Yes,
You love it that much?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you think about, not just goalkeeping, but football in general that drives your passion.
It's crazy how a ball could take you somewhere, many places.
You're so right. What is your plan? Because you must by now have a plan about how you will use football to take you wherever else in the world. What's your plan?
Like, I just want to be famous. That's everybody's dream. I just want to be famous.
Your dream is to be famous.
I want to be like you. How much Barbados we got overseas now? One? Right.
One? Aren't there two?
I can't remember. Right. I want to be like a third Barbadian player. I want to be a national hero.
You want to be a national hero.
See, that is the kind of goals that we're trying to encourage within people in the Caribbean. For example, did you know that about 1/5 of youth inside the island, according to a report done by Central Bank, are unemployed? We have a lot of people inside of Barbados, a lot of youth inside of our island who are struggling, who are thinking about the same things that Micah are thinking about. They want more. They want to achieve more than their parents did. They want to achieve more than anybody else. They want to be heroes. They want to be ambassadors. They want to put Barbados on the map. They want to put themselves on the map. And we as a community, we as a nation, need to be able to give them not only the ability to do so by teaching them competency, as you know, by teaching them competency, by teaching them that there are people out there that want to help them, by teaching them that we are there to be a safety net, to be the help that they need to get to those kinds of places. And that's basically what the merger of us coming together is all about, providing a full net to make sure that every single person that we can get to is shown that they have that inside of them.
Micah, there are no shortcuts, okay?
Yes,
there are no shortcuts. Life does not have shortcuts, but you must understand the path. And in following that path, you're following that path to success, all right?
Yes,
So may you go global.
Thank you.
And one day I would say, right, excellent, Micah Cullimore, okay?
That's right.
All right. So, Ryan, you're responsible for IT, however, IT consulting.
Yes, sir.
What is your engagement with this entire activity with the Hibiscus Foundation?
All right, so I am the technological arm of the organization. Anything to do with IT, making something connect, transferring data, getting something working, that is what we do. We also love technology. We love the kids as well. So this synergy brings us together, and it's almost like a complete package. And one of my things is each one teach one.
Yeah.
So if I can pass on my IT knowledge to all the youngsters that I come in contact with, then I think our job is almost done.
So there's an upcoming activity for AI and entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
That sounds like right up your street.
That's right up my street. Right up my street.
Tell us about when it is, where it will be, and who you expect to show up.
All the youngsters, but I'm going to leave those details to these beautiful people.
To Akili. What you're getting ready, you're ready for this. So it's going to be interactive, and we'll get opportunities to do what?
Okay, well, let's back up for a little bit. Because when we hear AI, we generally think ChatGPT, we generally think Claude AI, that kind of thing. But we've gone a step further than that, because AI is not only ChatGPT, Claude AI, asking it to finish my essay for whatever, we can do so much more. So much more.
And we've been doing a whole lot more.
Yeah, we've been looking to do things like voice agents. We want to be able to have, for some person like Akili or yourself, very busy, you have an agent in your pocket, and we will teach our kids how to build these tools. And like Amanda said, our kids will not work and earn money the same way we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want them to be creators and not simply consumers.
Correct.
And that's what this session is about.
Yeah. So AI is more like a tool for Micah and his friends, more so than something that, okay, I need an essay done, we just send it to ChatGPT. No, we can be actually creating tools, creating applications. Micah may say to himself, you know what, I need to develop the best software for football that he can actually envision. He doesn't have to be a programmer. So those are the things that we'll be teaching.
Okay, good. Akili, when and where?
Okay, so it's what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be coming to a lot of schools near you, and we're going to be introducing a curriculum that basically does exactly what Ryan was talking about. We're going to be teaching how to make AI not just a thing that you use, but into a tool, something that takes you from a consumer to being a producer. Learning how to use the AI, explaining it, how to make proper prompts, how to do the AI agents, how to make things your own. Questioning what you're seeing around you, the fact that AI is in all of our algorithms, the fact that it's in our maps, in our apps, everything that we use has a little bit of AI in it now, just that's designed to keep us there, which is a problem because we have a lot of, like we said, we have a lot of youth in the island that want to be something, want to be famous, want to be better, but are bogged down in terms of how they get there. Some think that they can just go there by being on TikTok or being on YouTube without any kind of plan. Some think that they can even do it just purely based off of AI by just making fake stuff and fake videos and putting those out online and having that be the way that they're looked at or spoken to. But we need to make sure that in everything that we do, we are preparing Barbadians and the future of our generations to be able to actually enter the world of work. You can't just rely on AI to write your emails. You can't just rely on AI or not know how it works and the things that you use. You have to be able to cohesively gather everything and then use that as a tool in terms of what you want to do. Yeah. And like I would have said before, a lot of the youth in the island is unemployed. So we need more entrepreneurs. We need people that know how to build a business, that know how to use the tools around them to get to where they want to be. And that's what we're trying to do. Right. So we're going to be bringing an entire curriculum based on that to schools near you. We already have a lot of different interests from a lot of different places. We have Fund Access that's interested in a 3D heritage project that we're going to be doing, where we'll be 3D printing different landscapes and different areas around Barbados, putting QR codes on them and allowing you to scan those to learn more about certain places. You know, the Buster statue, the lighthouses, etc. Basically, and then consolidating all of that data in apps and stuff like that you can then use to learn and know more about Barbados, and that can then also be used in the same schools that we're going to be going to. So there's a lot of things that we're doing.
Coming to a school near you, indeed. The other AI I like is ancestral intelligence, which is the use of your brain, because you have to be able to guide it as well. Yes, so I want to thank you so very much for joining me this morning. I wish you well for the future, indeed, and all of the other bits that you're doing to each of you. So Akili, Amanda, Ryan, and Micah, all the best indeed.
Thank you.
And keep us updated.
Will do.
All right. We're coming back with more on Morning Barbados in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Preserve your personal priceless memories. Here at CBC, we transfer VHS, DVDs, Beta, U-matic, and DV cam tapes to modern digital formats. Safely, quickly, and affordably. Call CBC on 467-5437 to get started. In just 2 weeks, your memories will be ready to relive and share again.
Are you ready to turn it all the way up? We make you feel good. Your #1 party station. Non-stop hits and the latest trends in music, fashion, and everything lit. Hit us up on socials at 981 Barbados on IG and 98.1 The One on Facebook. This is your world, your playlist, your station. 98.1 The One.
Good morning, Barbados.
Before the island gets going, we're already here. 2 hours every weekday. The people, the stories, and the conversations that matter to Barbados. Guests you won't hear anywhere else. Your health, your culture, your country. No rush.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're literally a week away from the big gala, Barbados. Let's get ready to come out and give support, full support to Family Fest Barbados in this fundraising gala. And it's fundraising for a reason. So joining us this morning as we talk more about it, where it will be, how much will it cost you, and why this cost is so important for you to meet because it's what you're going to be achieving as well. It's Cornelius Bartlett, who, as you know, is the chairman and the founder of Family Fest Barbados, and their PRO, and my good buddy, Graham Vaughan, the big man, Graham Vaughan. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Pearson.
So,
good morning, Pearson.
Good day. You are the PR man, Graham. So tell everybody about Family Fest and this gala coming.
All right. Well, Family Fest, our aim is to bring help, hope, healing, and happiness. Last time I was here, I brought that down. Yep. Okay, you reach out to us for help, and through what we can offer you, the resources, you move to hope, and then we're going to see hopefully some healing, and then move on to happiness. And that's what we want to do with every family, and therefore this is a connection for every single person in Barbados because everybody has a family. Mm-hmm. So everybody should be invested in the work of Family Fest Barbados. And the gala is simply our way of saying thank you and God bless and come on board for 7 years. I mean, there are a lot of things that get off the ground and they start to climb and then, you know, like a kite, start to fall down and pop and all kinds of different things. But we've made it to 7 years and we are very grateful. So we decided to invite everybody in to celebrate with us Saturday, September the 5th. 2026 at the Hilton Barbados Resort at 7 p.m. We're going to be there and it's going to be wonderful.
And so that wonder is what we're talking about now, Cornelius, because the last time you were here, you didn't tell me everything, but you promised us we'll leave the room feeling energized, impassioned to do more. Yes. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay, but before we talk about that, you know, what's on my mind right now is my daughter.
Yes.
Remember my sweet girl, Sarah, she turns 18.
At the car park. And I hear, Daddy, look. Because I was in the car park at the time, remember?
Yes, you remember.
And she pointed me out to you.
Yes.
There's Pearson.
Yes, Sarah, my sweet girl. She turns 18 today, you know. So
big girl,
that's on my mind today. Yeah.
Does she have her own key to the house yet?
Well, she always had her own key to the house. Right.
She's a lucky girl. Others like us, Graham, right? We had to wait a whole lot longer.
Yeah. A lot longer. Actually, when I was first went into secondary school, I actually had a key. So I kind of,
Okay.
So, you know, I kind of passed on the tradition that, you know, when you get a certain age, you should have your own keys to the house.
Yes.
Right?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
But happy birthday, sweet girl. You know, I wish God's blessings on you. Continue to stay sweet. Wonderful human being.
That is, she really is.
Yeah.
So here, and that's it. We're talking about building families of wonderful human beings, but the family in itself can be so dysfunctional at times. And so our pouring into Family Fest helps with moving towards happiness.
Of course.
And sealing that dysfunction where it begin to actually work, where everyone benefits as well.
Yeah. Well, you know, family is so fundamental. You cannot escape it. Mm-hmm.
if you could take a snapshot, like a piece of a pie, and you can take the condition of the world, and we're talking Barbados right now. So we look at our young people who are trying to commit suicide daily. That's not reported. We talk about the divorce rate increasing. We're talking about the whole sense of drug use and abuse. And the whole gamut of it is just like a circus. And we take a pause and we do a rewind on where all of the dysfunction starts. Guess what we're going to find at the end of that rewind? We're going to find the family. And the way the family is impacting. And you know, I was at home at the beach, because I go to the beach literally every day. And I had a thought. And I said, you know, people are getting married and coming together in relationships every day. And I thought to myself, a physical symbolism of what is happening. And I thought of getting on an aircraft, having no idea about aviation, getting on an aircraft, going in the cockpit, pushing some buttons, pushing a stick, and getting the aircraft to lift off. I want those who are listening to visualize this. So now you've now gotten married, or you come into a common law relationship, and you're having children and all this kind of thing. And literally, because you're unprepared, you're untrained, you're unskilled, there's no manual, well, there's some manual, but you're not born automatically with all the knowledge of all the things about other human beings, that you can navigate a relationship and that you can raise children perfectly. There's no real manual, but then there is. Yep. But I liken it to getting in an aircraft, going into the cockpit and pushing all these buttons and pushing the lever and getting the aircraft to lift off while you're in the sky. I laughed when I thought about it after. Imagine, so you're in the sky and you're flying, and all of a sudden now you're thinking about, how am I going to get this landed?
Correct.
How am I going to
How am
I going to get at the right height? How do I know I'm not going to crash into another aircraft? So you're in the cockpit flying this plane. That is how it is with family
blindly,
life.
Literally blindly.
So we want people to picture Family Fest now as you're already in the cockpit flying, and Family Fest somehow, like a superhero, makes itself into the cockpit with you and starts to teach you. Start to teach you how to listen to control tower, to fly at the right height, at the right altitude, that you don't collide with another plane. Teaching you how to read the instruments. Teaching you how to descend. So Family Fest really is here to teach those that are already flying, but also to teach those who are not yet lifted off the ground.
To use another one of those aeronautical terms, to correct course.
That's right.
Because and
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
You're the buddy who started the analogy, so I'm working with you, buddy. How to correct course.
Brilliant.
And as I was listening to you as well, the family is, yes, it's a unit of mommy, daddy, blah, 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 but it's people, of course, at the same time.
Fundamentally.
Fundamentals are people. And sometimes us as people make some very selfish and unreasonable decisions, and have some selfish and unreasonable expectations, and we find ourselves in conflict. And that's this family unit we're talking about is where we're saying for Family Fest wants to help you be able to understand, break it down for just a moment and course correct.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. You just said selfish and unreasonable, and while that might be a very on-point judgment, you know what, Pearson?
What?
Some persons who are being selfish and unreasonable aren't even aware that they're being selfish and unreasonable.
Precisely.
So
it's that ignorance that we're trying to correct. Yes, great.
Well, Pearson, I really want people to understand, to jump on to Cornelius's analogy, Family Fest didn't come into the cockpit to avoid disaster. You know, I know that a lot of people immediately thought, okay, this plane is going to crash. This plane he's talking about is good. No, we didn't come to help avoid disaster, although that might be part of it. We want you to enjoy the experience. We want you to soar. We want you to come to the place where you're so comfortable in the cockpit that you can look out and enjoy the fact that you're seeing another plane, or you can wave, or you can do a little cloud chasing. But it's about getting to the point where it becomes second nature, where it becomes simple. And you mentioned conflict just now. Conflict is normal. Conflict is a part of every human interaction because every single one of us is different. And if we don't come into a relationship with that understanding that Cornelius is different from Graham, we have had conflict, but we have solved it.
Yes.
We have sorted it. And that's where we want people to be able to come to. Can you handle the things that a relationship is naturally going to throw at you.
Yeah.
That's where Family Fest comes in, and everybody can benefit from it.
And I'm glad you're saying it, because folks are wanting to watch your screen. I keep saying to you all the time, I know you're busy, you have busy mornings, you want to listen as you go, but watch, because as you watch, you'll see at the bottom of your screen, we're sharing with you information about how you can invest into the things we're talking about, the course correction, how you as your family and as an individual can benefit from all the services of Family Fest. And so just please pay attention, and you follow the directions given. So the gala is one of those opportunities to do that.
Yes, the gala for sure is an opportunity to do that. So as you would see on screen, or I think the flyer probably went up already, it will probably go up now. Tickets are $250. I want to say that time is running out or has run out. We probably have a couple more days that we'll be taking, booking tickets. However, even after we close off the date, because obviously we have to give the Barbados Hilton numbers and we have to lock off at a certain point because they have to prepare for the gala. So I would say that you should, any move you're going to make to come to the gala, make that move today. You can pay online and then come to the Corbar Business Solutions office. That's the box office in Oystens. But let me just say this. For every ticket you purchase, 40% comes back to the charity. 40%. And this particular event is not just about food and drinks. This is about being part of a new impetus, a new movement to change the fate of families in Barbados. When we change families, we change the entire society. We deal with everything from lowering divorce rates, to lowering corruption, to eradicating all forms of violence, suicide attempts. We're looking to do all of it. And I'll say this, a lot of people probably have not seen our proposal, and we've sent the proposal to a lot of companies, and thank you for the companies that are helping, and thank you to CBC as well for partnering with us as well. But
very much so.
a lot of what we're doing has to do with getting to the heart and root of what we're experiencing in Barbados. And I want persons to know that when you invest, and I like the fact that you use the word invest, and I think you're a part of Family Fest because you're using the right terms. You're using all of the right terms, Pearson. It is not a donation, it's an investment. And Graham and I, we would have talked extensively about that. When you spend money on anything to do with Family Fest, you're investing. And I want to say to you out there, don't think that this is just about a gala and paying $250 for a ticket. I want you to, if you can afford $10, if you can afford $1, if you can afford $50, take the account information down. Log on to our website, familyfestbarbados.org. You will see all of the information there about how you can log on and how you can pay electronically. We also have BIMPay and First Pay handle, which is accounts@familyfestbarbados.org. It makes it real easy, so you don't have to go in and fill out all those lines and lines of information to transfer money. You can go on BIMPay or you can go on First Pay, and you can just use the alias accounts@familyfestbarbados.org.
But Cornelius, I don't want you to make the people feel as though this is so serious, because I do want you to come to the gala, because I've been saying, and you mentioned impassioned earlier, and I want to continue, with I want you to be energized. I want you to get some education. I want you to come out and get some eatification, right? Which I've been told is confirmed to be in the Barbadian lexicon.
Okay, fair enough.
You're aware of that word, Pearson?
So eatification. That's for the eatification
but
today.
Yeah, but you're going to come down and have it all. And entertainment is going to be on an evening of elegance.
And
so
all
make sure you come.
All the ease.
And
of course, you'll get a chance to eat and engage. All of them, some more ease. So I want to encourage you as groups and companies as well to book your tickets and book your table as quickly as possible. Bring your crew, bring your posse, come. Be a part of the change we all want to see, because your support helps us to save families. So it's the Family Fest fundraising gala next week Saturday, the 5th of September. Look at your screen, 7 o'clock it starts. Get there early. Hilton Barbados is where it will be. $250 a person. Get your tickets right now from Corbar Solutions in
Oystens. 428-9611. 420-5717. You can call and book your tickets. And
then all of that at the bottom of your screen as well. There'll be a 3-course meal, there'll be entertainment, door prizes, and a whole lot more. And so you leave engaged and edificated. Indeed. Thank you so very much, gentlemen. I gotta go. But thank you, Cornelius. Thank you, Graham, as well. And I wish you well always.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you so very much.
Come reach across, buddy. All right. As you know, Graham and I, we are in the same room. In many ways, a lot. So thank you so much, Graham. All right. Morning Barbados is coming back right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados.
Before the island gets going, we're already here. 2 hours every weekday. The people, the stories, and the conversations that matter to Barbados. Guests you won't hear anywhere else. Your health, your culture, your country. No rush, no shouting, just good company to start your day. Morning Barbados, weekday mornings, 6 to 8 on TV8.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
This Saturday morning from 8 o'clock in the morning, be there for this fantastic fundraising flea market by the Georgian Alumni Association. And so joining me this morning is their secretary, Janice Perriman. Janice, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. It's really happy to be here.
It is good to have you indeed, because you are representing your school, St. George Secondary. You're
Most
representing
definitely.
my favorite school, St. George Secondary.
We're so happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. So, well, before we start, let me congratulate the principal. Well, there are 2 principals and their staff members in their recent announcement, in relation to the recent announcement by the Ministry of Education that they have done really well in the CXC examination. So congrats to those 2 principals of the St. George Secondary School and the Darrell Jordan Secondary School as well. Congrats to you all.
Topping the students' results, indeed. So well done, St. George, well done, Darrell Jordan. So congratulations to all involved in preparation of our school and the children of the school as well.
Yes,
Here we call it our school.
Well, they're all part of our community, so.
So the Alumni Association is having something big happening this Saturday.
Yes, this Saturday, the place to be is the Glebe playing field, the Glebe St. George, that's next to the St. George Parish Church. The Georgians Alumni Association will be having the flea market of the year.
Yes.
So we expect people to come out to support. You're coming to be exposed to, you're going to find plants, you're going to find authentic bargains, because sometimes you hear about bargains, but they're not really bargains as such, authentic bargains. So come to hear our junior queens from Cropover, Queen A.
She was so good.
And, excellent. And Niara as well. So come for the plants, come for the jewelry, come for the household and beauty products, come for the clothing, the baked goods. You haven't heard of pumpkin bread, but that will be there.
That sounds interesting.
Come for the fish cakes, conkeys, not necessarily restricted to November anymore. Some wonderful ham cutters, free health checks, free legal advice.
Nice.
A pharmacy will be represented, and that's also represented by an old scholar. So there's going to be so much more. So we want you to come out to support not only the vendors, but support the students of the St. George Secondary School.
And that's so good to hear. So on Saturday from 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll be there till almost
5.
sunset, 5 o'clock or so.
Yes.
I know a lot of people look for bargains. Yes, you can come hunt for your bargain. You can come hunt. And this is the flea market that's better than any other flea market indeed.
For sure.
And spend handsomely, Barbados. Give you your support is going a long way to helping the school and the association as well.
Yes, because we provide a lot of assistance to the school. We give them a lot of support. And some of the projects that we have already executed, we assisted 2 students who assisted an elderly gentleman in Bridgetown who fell ill. We provided some fans to the school. You know, it's been very hot. And we also assist at their graduation. So those are but 3 of the projects that we have assisted the school with. We work very closely with the same principal and with the guidance counselor, Dr. Patricia Welch, also an old scholar. So we go through them to understand and to find out what are the needs of the students.
Right. So again, bargains. If you ask yourself, where's Glebe again? We're right there by St. George Parish Church.
St. George Parish
Church. Occupy the space.
Yes.
And all around you will hear the engagement. You get a sense of the activity there.
Yes, we'll have a DJ as well.
Yeah. But I want you to come early. Because a lot of us, we tend to say, well, get only about 12 o'clock or so. Come
Everything
early.
might be gone.
Yeah, correct. A lot of things will be gone by then, indeed. So come early to the Glebe playing field right there by St. George Parish Church, and you support the Georgian Alumni Association as they continue to uplift the student and the work. That's the phenomenal work, dare I say, going on at St. George Secondary School.
Yes.
And so the Alumni Association is going to know that you have your own booth there, or?
Yes, we will have a booth there as well.
Can anyone watching from the area say, I want to set up and purchase some rent a spot?
They can still contact us. You can call Uriel at 268, let me make sure I have her number correctly, 268-7003, or call Pedro at 260-2052. And if there are any corporate entities in the area who want to contribute as well, they are welcome to call us and give us their donation as well and support this worthwhile cause.
So there's a lot happening in there, indeed, and bargains galore, food galore, lots of free legal advice and health checks. Plants are available. Look at the bottom of your screen, you see the numbers of Pedro Ford, 260-2052, or Uriel's Canterbury, 268-7003, to reserve your space. And we're encouraging vendors to do so. Space for vendors are available at a very small rate, indeed. And so when you do, you're guaranteed response and sales. So if you're looking to earn a little extra something this weekend, this is your opportunity through the activity there at the Glebe playing field put on by the Georgian Alumni Association. And all that you do go towards the work of the school, indeed. I can't emphasize that enough.
Yes. I mean, these are the future. They are the students who are going to go out into the community and engage in all kinds of endeavors. So we really want you to support them as they prepare for the world.
For the world. Well done. For the world. And they're already doing such phenomenal things, and that's why we want to continue the journey with St. George Secondary School. And the output that we see coming from there really brings joy to our hearts to see the phenomenal work coming from the school there, indeed. So it's a flea market. It is this Saturday coming on the grounds of the Glebe playing field. It begins at 8 o'clock in the morning, right there opposite St. George Parish Church at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you want to reserve a stall, you can still do so. There's limited space available. Call Pedro at 260-2052. And if you don't get Pedro, try Uriel at 268-7003, and make sure that you're there. Reserve your space. It's just $50 for reservation of a space, but you will see the returns from that investment alone. And we want to encourage as many of you as possible to don't drive by, right, Janice? Don't drive by. Stop and check it. For the fellows who like to live in the area, fellas, get your money together and come by as well. So let's walk through again what would be there. Plants, jewelry,
pumpkin bread, household and beauty products. You're going to get free health checks. You're going to get free legal advice. And there's going to be so much more. So come up, Barbados, to the flea market of the year this Saturday, next to St. George Parish Church from 8 in the morning until 5 in the evening.
Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Indeed. So, Janice Perriman is the secretary of the Georgians Alumni Association. The Georgian Alumni Association is a grouping of past students of St. George Secondary School.
Yes.
You know, with us on Morning Barbados, we've been sharing with you over the months the excellence that flows from that school, the achievements of our students from that school as well, the fact that they just were topping the tables in the recent results coming out of the CHC examinations. So congratulations to all involved. Their show, the Spirit of the Lions show, which is phenomenal in itself.
Yes.
The farming projects that they still do. The fact that there were winners in the $20 challenge. Winnings happen at St. George Secondary.
Definitely.
I want you to come now to the flea market of flea markets this Saturday, beginning at 8 o'clock at the Glebe playing field in St. George. Janice, thank you so much.
Thank
all
you
the
so
best
much for having
with
us.
this fundraiser.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Janice Perriman joining us this morning. And that's it for today. My little crew joins me saying to all of you, have a terrific today. Be the will of the Lord. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, Barbados. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.